Hello and welcome. I'm Sandy, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I'm glad you joined me today. We are going to be making a really cool, kind of unique, fun fold card. I couldn't think of a name for it. I've seen names for it, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Not to me. Anyway, so I hope everyone had a really nice Thanksgiving here in Canada, that is. If you're from the States, I know your Thanksgiving is in October. I hope my video's working. I just got a note, a signal on my phone that said, not working so great. Hopefully. Anyway, we had a really nice, peaceful, long weekend, and the weather was fabulous. Absolutely. Well, you know that. Fabulous. Hey, Valerie and Bea and Sandy. Welcome, welcome. Post-Turkey Day. Ours was on Saturday. Hey, Claire. Anyway, yeah, so yay. Everyone did a different day, whatever worked best for the families. So it's all good, isn't it? Hey, Elsie. Yes, hello again. Okay, so we're going to get started almost right away. I just want to mention one thing, that with your $60 order this month, I am giving you a free package of Rhinestone Basic Pearls. You just need to use my host code, which is up in the description. Use my host code when you are placing your order. And that's it. All right, so I am doing this card right from the start, and I mean right from the start. So we're doing this from even the cutting of the base, because you need to see that. And I've just replaced my blade, and it was making scratchy noises. I'm not sure I like that. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so first things first, this is macaron. And I'm not going to show you the card, by the way, to the end, because then it would be giving it away. Okay, so this is 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to cut it down to 5.5 by 11. So I put it right over here to the 5.5 mark, 5.5 inch mark, I should say. I work in inches. And we'll put that aside. We'll put it back in the package, actually, for later. Now, with my trimming blade out of the way, I am going to do some scoring. So what I'm going to do is score it 3 3/8, so that's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. I know it's 2 lines under the half mark. In case you do it, we all count also a different way. Okay, and I want a really nice score line, so I'm going over that a couple times. So that was 3 3/8, and I'm flipping it around and doing the exact same thing. 3/8, 3 3/8, like so. I need to leave my trimmer here. I'm just going to move it to the side just a little bit and use my bone folder to fold down the sides. Want nice crisp edges. We always want nice crisp edges, don't we? Okay, that should do. Alrighty. Now, if you notice, and which side is it on? This side. This side? I don't know. There's a cutting edge. There we go. Right here, where the cutting blade actually pushes the paper down. So I'm just going to use my fingernail and flatten that out. And the reason for that is that normally that would be on the other side of the card, but as I fold these in, you can see them. So whether it's this way or that way, doesn't make a difference. You're going to see those lines. And I really don't like them. I'm okay with score lines. I just don't like cut lines. Okay, so let's make sure I'm good and positioned here. Okay, so we're going to make identical cuts on this side and this side, but we'll go through all of that. Okay, so I'm going to take my paper trimmer, and from our first score line, and you'll tell me if I'm not in view of your the screen. Actually, I'll push this up because I have to do this down lower. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this score line here, match it up with the track on the trimmer, and then over here I'm just going to move this back right to this spot, which just happens to be 1 1/2 inches. So I'm cutting, oops. See, when you do this, I tend to move that. This is the second time I've made this card, by the way. Okay, and then we're just going to cut that off, like so. Now, on my first card, I made a little oopsie, and there's a piece that was sticking up, so I cut it off. Okay, so now we're going to cut this side, and we're going to put it in this. Here it is here. So we're going to take this point here and put this back on the track, or onto the track. We're not on our score line anymore. I'm going to move that to the 1 inch mark, which thankfully the lines go right down to here. There. And you want to be pretty precise, so take your time, okay? Take your time. Okay, so that's lined up, and that's just about lined up. And there. Now we can cut it. You've probably seen this cut. I've seen quite a few people doing this recently. Okay, so this one, let me just make sure I'm thinking with my brain straight. Good. Hey, Belinda, welcome. I think we got everybody. Everybody that has said anything, we're there. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to take this score line here, put that in on the track, and then just rotate it until we get to the 1.5 inch line. I could do that better on this side, because now we know we can flatten out those, like these lines here. Just flatten them out with your fingernail. I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, I really can't stamp them. Okay, so now we're at the top of the card. So line up your score line in the track. This piece over here, right to the edge, inside edge, that is. Tip it back a bit and go. That's that piece. And then the same thing that we did over here. Now take from this cut line and go to the 1 inch line. Back it up. Which is right here. Just double checking. It's, you know, same rules with everything. Measure twice, cut once. There. You get the idea of what we're looking at. Now you can see all these lines. Now even, like I said, even if I flip it around, see there's one there. So what I'm going to do, same thing. Like I said, it takes like 2 seconds to do this. Take your fingernail. Go along the edges that you see that are up. You'll probably do this after the video too, just so you know. And I think we got them. If not, we'll find out. Okay, and then I'm going to take our DSP, and I chose the Whimsy and Wonder DSP. Here's the other side. I think I've used this on a card, but I've never used this side before. Okay, so this piece is, let me think. Oh, yeah, 3 1/4 by 5 3/8. You see a pattern happening here. Hey, Kathy Jean, welcome. All right, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. So line up this corner. I hope I'm doing this right. I always have to put it beside and go, yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct. Are you lined up properly? Yes. You know? Oh, wrong side. Ugh, don't you hate when you do that? You see where we're going with this? Okay, that worked. So then we go to, so we've cut this piece off. Now we go to this part right here. Put it in the track. Did I say hi, Kathy Jean? I can't remember. Good memory, eh? It's really quite sad. Anyway, and then we're going to do that same thing. Cut right here. Down to the bottom. So that's that side. It's trickier when you have, there we go. Isn't that pretty? Like this paper is so pretty to start with because it's got the silver, which is almost iridescent. I don't think that shows up on camera, but it is. Okay, so for this one, it's a little trickier because I have to cut it the opposite direction. And because of that, and because of my little brain, the way it works, I'm going to follow along. Let me just think with my brain. Yeah, I have to do it this way. Okay. This is going to be weird. I'm trying to think of how I did it on my original. I think I did it upside down and then probably took the score lines out. I just want to make sure I have it going the right direction, because if not, we have to do it again. Okay. So, I have to think. Go like that, down to here. Now again, before I cut it, I'm just going to make sure that's right. Yes. Okay. You can do it the opposite direction. It's just, apparently, after my little mini snooze after supper. My brain's still sleepy. Cut that. So that is the same as before. We took it to the 1.5 inch mark. And then go here to this one, move it to the 1 inch marking, which is right here. Make sure that's still lined up. You definitely need both your hands for this one. Please tell me I did it right. Oh, yay! I know. Don't sound so surprised, Sandy. All right. Oh, I'm covering things up that I need. And again, we've got those lines. So fingernails are wonderful for this kind of thing. They don't have to be long. They just have to push it back down. These are just little tricks that every card maker uses. Okay. I did do it right. Good. Checking it again. All right, so before we assemble anything, we have some heat embossing to do. So I'm going to do that right away. This piece size of paper really doesn't matter because, I'm using it just to, it's just a scrap basically. A good size scrap, mind you, but it's a scrap. Okay, so I have two different sentiments, and one's going to take up a bigger space, which is this space. So no harm in kind of mapping it out before you go ahead and start heat embossing or cutting or whatever. Okay, I'm just using my little embossing buddy to get the static off so the powder doesn't stick to the wrong places. So, all right, there's my horrible looking rats. Versamark. Alrighty. How are we doing so far? Okay, right about there. When I say right about, it doesn't have to be exact. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put something under it. We'll see if that works. With the photopolymer stamps, you want to put something cushy underneath because they don't have like red rubber. They don't have that little foam bit, the cushion. And there's where you can tell I used red. One of the reds, probably real red. Okay, and we'll do this one down here because it doesn't really matter that it's upside down, but I have to change it anyway. It's just the way I rock and roll. There. And move those aside and move that aside. I think my Versamark is almost ready for another re-inking. So once you get heat embossing, there's no going back. You just want to do it. Like, you have to heat emboss like everything. Having said that, I am lining up another class, by the way, and I don't have an exact date for it yet. I have a paper pumpkin class when you buy the November paper pumpkin. Perfect! When you buy the November paper pumpkin from me, I have a December 3rd assembly class. All right, so I want to keep my fingers out of the way, and that's why I haven't used a wee tiny scrap, because you really don't like getting your fingers burnt. This is going to get loud for a couple seconds while I bring in the heat gun. And I'm just going to warm it up so it takes less time like under the camera. Alrighty. There we go. I love that magic. I don't know if you can see that. I hope so. When it changes the powder to beautiful shininess. And that's all it takes. Heat embossing is not scary. I guess I used to think it was. Check out how shiny that is. That's so pretty. So that's silver embossing powder, and I think you do buy that now in a 3-pack. I need to bring in, yes, the little mini Stampin' cut and emboss machine. The November paper pumpkin does look cool. I think I posted about it earlier. So, oh, are you gonna fit? Oh, 1 second. I may have to cut it down. I can cut that down a bit. Scissors. It's got, let me make sure this is right. It's got, they're little treat holders. So the front image has well, we only saw one of them. So it's a snowman, and then it looks, snowman's on the front, and then it's got a little treat area in the back, and it's got treat bags, and then it's got the back, which will hold the treat right in place. Whatever treat you decide on. I thought those would be so super cute for teacher gifts. For, you know, when you're setting your table, put that in as a place setting spot. I just thought that would be so cool. I really do. Okay, so I'm using the mini. I'm using the plates it tells me to, which is this one on the bottom, 2, and then we put this on. Now we don't have a magnet, so we're going to hope, we don't have the magnetic sheet for this, so we'll just hope that it stays put. And if not, well, it's a handmade card anyway. A pretty one. Anyway, so I have another class coming up. I just am working on it as we, well, not right now, but as we speak. Earlier today I was working on it. There. So this die is from the Tasteful Labels dies. Got it. I don't even have that written down. Wow, sometimes I do surprise myself. So there it is there. I love that. You are going to fit through here. Good. And now we'll do this guy, because he'll fit now. Now, I don't want this exactly centered. Oh, surprise. You know I like things kind of wonky. You know me by now. Alrighty, and there we go. There we go. Sorry, I think I moved the camera. Sorry. Yes, it makes noises. And we'll put that little dude to the side. Now we have those done. Ta-da! And definitely meant to put that off to the side. No surprise. I'm going to put that in my little die keeper thingamajig. And I'm going to bring this back in. I want some scrap paper. Well, here's some scrap paper. Sorry, but look how pretty it is, too. It's really scrap. And, did I not get my ink down? I did not. Wait, wrong color. I did get my ink down. The question is, where exactly did I put it? Well, if I can't find it, we will... I don't know about you. Do you lose things on your desk? I most certainly do. Okay, it's not in its place. Thus, it has to be on my desk. And I have everything like so beautifully lined up. Oh, for pity's sake. I'll tell you what. I'll start doing the front of the card. And while I do that, I will be glancing around, looking. Is it under the... Nope, not under there. I can't remember if I mentioned, I do have the original card, which it's the original card is the one you'll see on my blog, which will go live later tonight, once I get the video uploaded to YouTube. All right. So you notice I rarely glue the inside. It's really not necessary. So with this, it would have been really good to actually check it first, make sure it is correctly cut. And it is. I'm just using that little bit of wiggle time to move it. And I did get, there we go. It's just a rag to get the glue off my fingers. Slow and steady wins the race with this one, you know? And I'm hoping yep, again, just tell me if I'm out of range. All right. I even used the ink. That's the funny part, or the not funny part. I used it. Oh, did I just find it? Nope. Okay. And I also notice I like to pick up my projects when they're bigger like this, especially. The other thing, just before, I just want to make sure that these two bottom edges, more glue, are matching. So let's wiggle that up just a little bit higher. It's not the end of the world if it's off by like 1/8 of an inch. Totally not the end of the world. Ay, caramba. Haven't found it yet. Musical interlude. I could use a different color. I might just do that. What should we use? What should we use? Oh, good gracious, I put it back. Go figure. Somebody was being neat and tidy and put it back. I just can't see the words because my computer's in the way. Alrighty. So, this particular stamp is from Sparkle of the Season. And I know, oh, I don't think I said that. This is from Tidings and Trimmings, as is this. And I know, here it is here. I know there's leaves here, but this one struck my fancy. So that's what I'm going to use. So, mint macaroon. Looks a lot darker than the paper. And that's okay. It's not, you know, it works for me. All right. Looks like we're on. So we'll go this way. And move it up. And go. I don't want them at the same height. And I also don't want to get ink on my foam mat here. There. I know there's the rule of 3, but 3 don't fit on here. They don't. Not really. Okay. So good. I think we're done with that. Almost ready for assembly time. So this was die cut. I forgot to say that with the layering circles. And it's going to go onto silver foil, which is also cut with the layering circles. So this isn't the biggest one. This is the next size down. And I love that. Just that little bit of shine. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot showing. Little bit of glue will do. The only thing I really use more, like extra glue on, is when I'm taking a piece of cardstock that I've embossed, and attaching it to a piece of cardstock. That one I'll put more on. Okay, so that and that. They're done. We're getting there. Did I cut the inside? I do believe I did. Make sure it fits. Oh, did I take the right piece? I did. Goody. We're doing the inside of the card too today. Like bonus. Oh, I have another one of these. Clearly there was something in my brain. Okay. Now for this card, clearly it doesn't stay shut, does it? No. So we're using a belly band. So this is vellum. And it is it 1 inch or 1.5? Let's just find out. I was thinking, whoopsie. Nope, 1.5. So it's 1.5 inches by 9. And the way I do it is just hold it basically. Match it up. Whoa, somebody should have made that longer. I think maybe 9.5 would have been better. I think we can manage though. I think we can manage because I'm using glue dots. I placed a big order for the retreat, but tape runner was on my list, but I forgot to order it. So I'll have to place another order. So I'm just placing glue dots, by the way. Where'd you go? Right here. Right on this edge, now that we know that should have been, again, 1.5 by 9.5 inches. You don't need a whole lot longer, but I'm pretty sure these 3 glue dots will hold everything right in place. Just perfectly. Oh, put it back on the card. Just to be sure. And there they are there. Now you would think these would go on the back, but this goes on the front. So you don't have the seam on the back because this is going to go right over top of it. Is that not pretty? So pretty. And we're not done yet because I am remembering that we're going to use some of the Simply Elegant trim. So this is the silver. You should see the gold. I have like a tiny, tiny little piece left. That's kind of why we switched to silver for this card. All right, I'm just going to loop it around my fingers a few times. This is not scientific. This is just loop it. Hang on to that. Wait, not that. Here, you hang on to that. The blocks come in handy for lots of things. Because I don't have tape runner, again, this week I'm going to be up here. I'm going to be using glue dots. They hold perfectly. It won't be lumpy or anything because I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals too. But you want to get your ribbon or trim down before you put the dimensionals on. I've done it the other way and it's not as fun because you kind of have to work around them. So I'm just putting them up was going to say on the corner, this is round. Just putting them up on one side, because that's really the only place I want them. And I should just be able to cut, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. I'm just looking for random circles. I don't want anything that's, you know, too perfect. And I found you can always adjust them after the fact, because they're just glue dots holding it down. Get on there. Now, if you need more glue dots, put them on now. You don't know where you didn't know where the trim was going exactly, so I think it's time we can take that end off. And I want that end not to show. I know, we're not showing the little ends tonight. That's all I want, something really simple like that. And dimensionals. So we're finishing the outside of the card long before the inside. Just because we can. And I think I should be able to get one in there. It is doubled, so I'm not too worried about it, you know, going mushy or anything, because I don't like when the sentiment collapses. I was just thinking with the silver, it's different. Wait, you'll see the gold one and you'll see the difference. I know my Take Your Pick tool is sitting right there and I'm using my fingernails. That one. There we go. Alrighty. And so there's my seam, and you know I'm not aiming for center. Uh-oh. You know what I didn't think of? Where did you put those glue? Where'd you put those dimensionals, Sandy? I can tell there's already a mistake. There we go. That one's down too far. Solution. Okay, this is how you get out of it. Well, there's a couple ways. One, you can pull the whole thing. Whoops. You can pull the whole thing off, or you can lift it. Lift this up. I might have to take it. Maybe I'll take it off. Let's go that route. I'm not getting fancy here. You know, when I made the original, I remembered that. I had them all beautifully lined up. But that's how, I always say it, that's how the video goes. Hey, did anybody else read about the solar flare we were potentially getting? I don't know if it happened because nothing came through on my feed. I didn't have time to watch the news tonight. I'm just going to squish that under. So we're just going to pretend that looks okay for now. Just to get it, keep going. Now, if you don't like using your fingernails, take your pick tool around and just kind of push it that way. And if you're like our home ec teachers from way back when, they do check your work behind, so you want it nice and neat behind too. That's a long time ago. Long time ago. So we're just going to pretend that worked out. That one's going to be a little sticky. Oh, don't put that on yet because, oh, I still have an edge. There we go. We have to do the inside. So remember, we did this. And my thing is, the card on the front, it's relatively plain. Relatively plain, right? I mean, the cardstock is, and the DSP are beautiful. But it doesn't, you know, it's not done. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop this up, which I don't normally do. Oh, let's see. Sandy says there was amazing northern lights in Manitoba last night. We got really super cloudy. So I wish, I would love to. I've never seen them. Never ever seen northern lights. Never ever. Or not yet in my lifetime, not as of yet. Let me think how I'm doing this one. Let me take a peek. Okay, good. Same thing, but just putting the glue dots on. There's like a lot of these on here, so you can just use as many as you want. Because again, we don't know where exactly the ribbon's going, or the trim is going to go, because we just can't plan these things. Not really. You're making little loops around your fingers. Alrighty, so here we are again. This one, though, I'm going to show the tails. So I want it to be kind of a bigger loop. And I have to say, you see the way this one's kind of looping backwards? we're getting low in the roll. So it's let me just double check that. It's curling around itself, kind of. Not only that, it started to come off the roll, so I have this heap of gold. I think I was going around 3 times for this one. Well, that would make it 4. There we go. Okay, get to it, Sandy. Come on, you haven't got all day here. Alrighty. There. Okay, the top and the bottom. Ah, you know what would come in handy? And I don't think I have it handy. Okay, I'll just do it this way. Would be the silicone mat, which I didn't bring over. This is just to be kind of whimsical. It doesn't have to be like super perfect, although I would like these other 2 to show. So we'll just move that up a bit. There we go. And I don't care that one is up and one is down. We're going for whimsical. Kind of goes with the name of the paper, right? Whimsy and Wonder. Oh, is that my internet that's bad, Claire, or is that yours acting up? Because mine has been acting up something fierce. My IT guy says it should not be happening, which doesn't solve the problem at all. Okay, I feel like I need a glue dot to hold that one in place, so get the glue dots out. And hold that one down. Cool. Alrighty. Now, I usually bring it down to the edge of my desk, but I will do my very best to get this lined up. I can always move. Oh, don't put that on yet. I almost blew it. Whew. Okay. Holy moly. I'm going to bring out our stamp again. Almost. You're like, wow, that's real fancy. Okay. So let's bring this back in. We're not done. You need some more decorating on the inside. So same stamp is on the front. So the same leaves from the Sparkle of the Season. And I'm just going to do this. Okay. 1. Now remember, you're not going to see this, so I can overlap them, and it's not going to be icky. 2, so we know where the sentiment's pretty much going. And 3. So it looks like a mess right there, but it isn't. Oop. And do I want it to go that way? Nope. I kind of like it like that. Okay. And just decide. Yours is blurry and bleeping in and out. I wonder though if it isn't mine. Like mine, it looks, because I can actually see the video moving. Sometimes it looks okay. So I'm not sure. You can always refresh your screen just in case. Or as an IT guy would say, shut your computer off and turn it back on. No, don't have time for that. There we go. And I'm just gonna, I may cut this one down a little bit, but in the interest of getting the card done, what I'm gonna do is glue it in, close the ink pad, and get the glue, and around and around and around, and then inside the card. Just checking for glue on my fingers just before, you know, it happens to all, I don't know, to me, I assume all of us get gluey hands. When I was using my tape runner though, wow, no, it wasn't happening, and I'm like, yay. Alrighty, so this one is bugging me, so I'm going to see if I can cut it out just a little bit. Same one here, and the refresh didn't work. So I wonder if it is my video. I don't normally watch my videos after the fact, but I will take a boo. And if my end is all like weird, then it's mine is the one with the issue. Okay, we'll put this on fairly lightly. I do want to know your thoughts, and then I'll bring up the other card as well. Come here, get in. You can tell I'm trying to do this delicately, so I don't stick it to the card by mistake. Get in the boat. You notice I didn't make any, like I didn't use my bone folder on this, because vellum doesn't really need it. There. That's the card. That's card number 1. That is the card. Let me just put the belly. I had to look inside the other card, so I'm going to put the belly band on. For this one, I used the, well, as soon as I get it, Facebook does have many problems. You're right, Gail. Like it's been pretty ridiculous. All right, getting my belly band on. I might do my belly bands just a little tight. So this is the Bloom Where You're Planted DSP. This is the one I was going to use tonight, which is absolutely stunning. Then I thought, this looks Christmassy. This does not, you know. So here's this one. This is done in the gold, so it's identical, other than the fact that they're different colors. And then the inside with the same trim. Like I said, if you ever tried to get your trim exactly the same, wow. There we go. There they are. Oh, thank you. I love your comments. Thank you. Thank you. Ah. Wow. So this is the one you'll see on my blog, and there's more description and such. And you know that I only do my measurements during the video. I hope I gave you all the... I do believe I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, I didn't give you this one. Haha. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. There. And the rest of the detail is all on the on my blog. So do check my blog out as well. You can sign up for my newsletter there. Oh, my screen does look really scratchy and weird. Yipes. You can sign up for my newsletter there. That way you get notified when I'm doing classes and stuff. My classes are listed on my blog as well, just so you know. No surprise. And I think that's about it. And then you just see more photos, and then you see all the products that I use, because I kind of go over them quickly, and it's like, what'd she say? All the products are listed on the blog post that goes with this card. So one more time, this is the Whimsy and Wonder paper, which is gorgeous. And who did I just say said, silver's my jam, Sandy? Yeah, and I love this entire set to start with, so it's just not hurting. There we go, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. You can tell I'm diving into some fun fold cards, and they really are fun. So if you happen to make these cards, feel free to post them on my, like, under the video even. That way I can see your creations as well. I'm going to fix this, so that's why I'm delaying putting that on again. I do fix things after the video. Anyway, I will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. and have a wonderful week. I hope our beautiful weather here, well, at least in Ontario, I hope our beautiful weather keeps up, because it was 24 degrees today and gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, Darlene, this is mint macaron. Yep, mint macaron. Alrighty. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.